Thank you, Chair, and also thank you, PPD, for inviting me here to this very important meeting, and I'm very honored, actually, to be invited. The title given to me was on demography and the population aging, strengthening regional and international collaboration. And I think I'm not really the expert in this because all of you here are talking about regional and international collaboration. So what I'm sharing with you is what we have done and how we can go about working more on this. Okay, and if you look at this, demographic transformation is actually shaping the future with declining fertility and increasing longevity. And it has been often said that if a lot of us, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Many things is certain, and we have no actually shortage of plan available for at least internationally for us to spur the government on various population and development commitments. It is often useful to remember that population age structure has changed dramatically in the past 30 years in tandem with the growth of digital economy in the 1990s. Even the developed countries are first rich before being old, but many developing countries are old before becoming rich. So in that sense then, we need to look at how we can manage the success of population aging, and it is happening at the same time in our countries. And in Malaysia itself, we are already closing our demographic transition, where we are moving from stage 3 to stage 4 under the demographic transition model. And what we do now is that our first demographic window is closing. And the first demographic window for all countries is automatic, and the second demographic window is not automatic, and we have to have in place policies and programs so that we can harness the second demographic window. If we look at how we have arrived so far, ladies and gentlemen, we can say that population aging-wise, most South-South countries began more or less around the same time, starting in the 90s, and nearly 30 years later, you can see how growth in the GDP per capita and population aging has resulted in a very different world. Because of rapid aging experiences by the East Asian countries, does it move? The bubble represents the population, and the bottom one is the GDP. Because of rapid aging experiences by East Asian countries, such as Japan and South Korea, we are seeing a general awareness of the need to plan. Our population age structure is changing, and it is unprecedented, irreversible, and has an impact on every man, woman, and child, not just older person. For every ICPD, MIPA, or SDG targets, there are an equal amount of declarations, actions plan, and statements to make in each country or the region. Population aging is happening very fast and in our region, and we have a shorter time to prepare, unlike our brothers. And in that sense then, our social infrastructure is actually not ready for aging, so we need to learn to shorten our learning curve, and this can be done with collaborative network and sharings. We all know that collaborative network among countries can help solve joint problems, share knowledge and best practices, and we in the PPD countries know this very well because we learn from each other, and in an unthreatening environment, the learning process happens. Our different experiences in the population aging journey serve to reflect the diverse options available, and each country has to decide on its own priorities. There is an old Malay proverb which says, "Ukur baju di badan sendiri." Literally, it means measure your clothes on your own body, meaning that each country must assess its own abilities to address this global phenomenon, and through evidence-informed policy making, develop proper, tailor-made responses and action plan. I believe that we need to implore wiser and more powerful individuals in this room to take the demographic and population aging issues, challenges, and opportunities seriously. A country can never be too early to prepare for population aging, and positive changes, as everyone knows, comes rather slowly. Let us build bridges among policymakers and researchers, civil society actors, and politicians, because together we can make a difference for a better society for all ages. The ingredient for multinational collaboration is already there, and the population aging is a twist for us to work together, because none of our countries have ever experienced population aging at this speed. We need to strengthen the joint working teams, strengthen the process of collaboration by having clear rules and collaborations, maintaining the purpose of collaboration and required leadership. And the form of leadership can be from social, within a decentralized or egalitarian groups, respectful of each other and dependable. And in that sense then, if you look at the way we need to do it, we need to really have the leadership and the willpower to collaborate with each other and learn from each other, and especially for aging, because these are new issues that we have never faced before. And the emerging issue in aging is about the care economy. And many of us are in the grasp of, in terms of trying to contain the cost of care. And also we have labor force migration in the care economy. So how do we handle these trans-border care issues and things like that? So these are rooms for us to look into when you talk about how we want to manage the issues of aging, as we have never had any of our countries has never experienced this, and we really need to really think through and do the transformative plan and action, because the population aging is actually the unintended consequences of socio-economic development, because no government in the world planned for their population to be old. The government of the world planned for economic and socio-economic development. As a consequence, we have this issue, and we need to look at aging or population aging as a positive challenge for us to move through to the next level in our development, because the second demographic dividend doesn't come automatic. It depends on our planning and policy implementation, and of course, evidence-based research for us to put in place the policies that is appropriate for the society and for the world to move on. So thank you.